Today we're in New York City doing something I never thought I would do, climbing to the top of the Statue of Liberty. It's one of the ultimate adventures in the Big Apple with over 160 steps in a narrow spiral staircase to reach Lady Liberty's crown and amazing views of the New York harbor. Here's all the information. Our journey started 3 months earlier when we booked crown tickets online for the day that we're going to be there. You have to do this as they get snatched up way in advance, and shout out to Magellan and Greyhound who told me to do this before I came to New York. When our day arrived, we headed to the Battery and then went over to Castle Clinton to check in and to get our tickets. You need to present your ID in order to get them. There's signs everywhere telling you to book your crown tickets online and to make sure you're booking on the correct website so you don't get scammed.
Checked in for our crown tickets and now we're heading out on the boat.
Let this be the first of many reminders that this is one of the busiest attractions in New York City, and you definitely want to get there way before your ticketed time.
We got here at 8:45, completely missed the 9 o'clock boat. They're still in this big line, so get here early if you want to get on the first boat.
It took us at least 45 minutes to get through the security line and over to the holding area where we could wait for our boat.
It's been a long time since I've done this, but there are so many people.
This was a weekday in mid-June, so I can't imagine how it is in July and August, but we were able to get on the 9:30 boat. Once you're aboard the ferry boat, it's only a 15-minute ride over to the Statue of Liberty, and along the way you get amazing views back towards Manhattan. Of course, you also get amazing views of the Statue of Liberty with the Manhattan skyline behind it as you get closer to the island.
We made it to the island after a very eventful morning, and Amy and I are gonna go climb Statue of Liberty's crown.
My mom was with us, so she entertained the kids while Amy and I went to start our climb. Note you can't bring a backpack up here, so bring a quarter so you can use the lockers right at the base.
Let's go to the crown.
We got lucky because there was no line for the elevator when we went in, so we took the elevator all the way up to the pedestal and then started the walk from there.
Let's go.
162 steps to the top. Wow, this is so cool. We are inside the Statue of Liberty right now. That is a spiral staircase to the top. This is absolutely tiny, this staircase. If you're claustrophobic, you might not like this.
As you make your way to the top, there's 4 platforms where you can come off for a second and take a break and just admire the inside of the Statue of Liberty.
Taking a little break, let people pass.
This is the tiniest staircase ever. I don't know how you'd pass anybody on here.
The staircase is one way, you don't actually have to pass anybody who's coming down. It looks like one staircase, but it's actually 2, and you go down the opposite way. Do note when you get off on a platform that you have to get back on at the right part, as I accidentally went up the downside at one point. Eventually you'll complete the 162 steps and you'll make it to the top.
Into the crown.
Look at this!
As cool as it is to be up in the crown, don't expect too much, as it's very tiny with the max 6 people who can probably be up here, and each of the windows are also very tiny, so it's hard to get the views out of them. That doesn't stop it from being an incredibly cool experience, and you can see the city skyline out one of the windows, you can see the hand out another, and the tablet she's holding out yet another.
So cool.
We had it to ourselves for about 5 minutes, and then the next group came up and we had to start making our way back down.
That ladder right there is how they accessed the torch, but can't go up there for the last 40 years.
This is the tiniest staircase I've ever been in. I'm so glad that there's an up and down side, or else it'd be terrifying.
Due to my height, I wasn't able to stand up the entire way down the staircase, and I had to go down it basically bent over. It was actually better going up as you were leaning forward than it was going down, but they did have those break spots where I could step out for a second and stand tall. Eventually though, we made it down the spiral staircase and arrived at the pedestal.
That was so cool. I feel like everybody needs to do that one time in their life, just to see the view and know that you're inside the crown. So cool.
That staircase was terrifying though.
Coming down was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Coming down, we took a few minutes to explore the pedestal, which was a lot smaller than I anticipated. It's basically 2 to 3 feet across, and you can barely pass people as you're walking around trying to take in all of the different views. That being said, it's cool to look up at the Statue of Liberty from here, and of course the views towards Ellis Island and Manhattan are incredible.
This pedestal is tiny, and I'm not really sure whether it's worth it for the view, but it's cool to see it from a different angle.
After finishing our time at the pedestal, we headed inside, looked up the Statue of Liberty one more time, and then started the 200 steps back down to the base.
Taking the stairs down from the pedestal, and we're going to explore a little bit more.
When you go to book your tickets, if you can't get access to the crown, then you can access the pedestal for basically the same price as just a ticket to the island. Because of that, it's probably worth doing outside of the times when it's super busy to get up there. We finished our time on the island by meeting up with the family and walking around to the front to get some pictures.
It's so cool to think that we were all the way up here in the top.
If you're not familiar with some of the history on the Statue of Liberty, it was actually a gift given to the United States by France, and it was dedicated in 1886. The statue itself stands about 150 feet tall, and from the ground to the top of the statue is about 305 feet. One of the best places to learn more about this iconic symbol of the United States is in the Statue of Liberty Museum on the backside of the island. Here you can learn all about the creation of the Statue of Liberty, the different designs that they were considering between, information about how it became a symbol in the United States, and then one of the top attractions there, which is the original flame. It's really cool to be able to see the flame and the copper work up close like this. Also, they have a diagram that shows the stairs inside of the Statue of Liberty, and it's pretty amazing to see how many you have to climb to get to the crown.
What a cool experience that was, to see the Statue of Liberty and to climb up to the crown, just to be able to be on something that iconic. Like, I'm surprised they still let you do it. That was very, very fun and something you absolutely should do. We're heading on, getting on the boat, and gonna go over to Ellis Island for a little bit.
The main Statue of Liberty tour that we did also includes stopping at Ellis Island. Be sure to get on the left side of the boat as you make your way over there so you can get some more good views of the Statue of Liberty. Should you choose to get off at Ellis Island, there's usually a boat that docks here every 30 minutes or so, and then you just get on the next available one when you're done exploring. Ellis Island was once the busiest immigration processing station in the United States. It ran from 1892 to 1954, and during that time, almost 12 million immigrants arrived and were processed through it. It's a pretty big place to explore with tons of history and exhibits that you can see and read about depending on how interested you are in this part of the nation's history. Do not leave without visiting the registry room, also known as the Great Hall, and which is incredible to see with the beautiful architecture. I also found the exhibit on the peak immigration years from 1880 to 1924 to be one of the most interesting there. They had incredible photographs of people making the journey, they had steamship tickets that you could see, and they had information about how many people traveled to the United States during that time.
You could easily spend a half day exploring Ellis Island just by itself, but with 3-year-old twins, that's about as much as they can handle. We're heading back.
After hopping on the next available boat, we soaked in the last views of the Statue of Liberty and the amazing views of the Manhattan skyline as we made our way across the water.
1 thumb up or 2? Oh, awesome. So fun. What'd you think?
Loved it. Even better watching them be so excited about it.
It was great. I'm glad to have finally visited.
That's it for our time at the Statue of Liberty. See you on the next one.